More or less spending this year? Because I know, for instance, I was talking to Paul earlier. Over in Belton, they came up with a proposed budget, an early proposed budget, and the council went, no way, too much spending. We are not going to raise taxes in a year where people can't afford to do it, and this is the wrong time. Come back with a better budget. And they have apparently come to a tentative agreement on one. Are we going to be seeing more spending, less spending? Are we having to tighten our belts here?
Yeah, the directive that I issued, we started our budget process back in January, February timeframe.
Wow.
It's about a 6-month process, at least for us now, as it is for most taxing entities. It's gotten, it's a long process, and it's gotten more complicated as we go through that. I don't see, we're still in the process of budget work. I think we've got probably a couple or 3 more weeks before I could tell you kind of what that budget looks like. But in the big picture sense of things, what I would tell you is we're looking to be as efficient as we can with the dollars that we have. I don't, this county and this court has maintained or lowered the tax rate for each of the past 10 years. I don't see that changing.
Okay. Because assessments keep going up. You can afford to do that.
Yeah, again, I don't see that changing.
Okay. That brings me to a kind of a national topic, this idea of defunding the police. I imagine the sheriff is probably the biggest part of your budget, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. Law enforcement is.
So,
well, I would say criminal justice. The criminal justice system, which includes the courts and law enforcement. That is probably 2/3 of our budget.
Has the budgeting view of that changed as a result of the national conversation that's going on, or are we pretty much stay the course?
I don't know
we really haven't had.
Yeah, I don't know that the conversation has changed, but I mean, are we aware of the national conversation and the issues that are being discussed and addressed? Yes, absolutely we are. Are we cognizant of those as we go through our budget process? Absolutely we are. For example, yesterday, we talked some about police equipment. Mm-hmm. And what type of equipment police officers should have, training associated with that equipment. So the national discussion on those issues and what is appropriate, what is necessary, all of that is in those discussions.
Okay. That brings me to police reform. The president had his big thing about police reform. I know you're not a law enforcement guy. That's the sheriff's thing. You manage the county, but. What do you think about this whole movement towards police reform? Is that a good idea? Do we need to kind of shake the tree a little bit and find out what works and what doesn't?
Well, I think my first response to that is, as you said, I'm not a law enforcement official, and that's probably a question better directed at the county level to the sheriff. Yeah. That said, I think there is always opportunities for us to review police practices, and that should not be a stagnant thing. Current events notwithstanding, we should be doing that all the time. And I think our law enforcement officials, at least the ones I interact with, are also very cognizant of that. Yes, I think we should be looking at what we do, how we do it in law enforcement, and that should be continuous.
What about the Michael Dean case? You watched that from a distance a little bit, didn't you? You watched the whole thing play out, and I don't want you to play armchair quarterback or anything, but just your sense of how you felt when you heard about it.
Yeah, I don't have any comments on that case.
Okay. Nothing about. Well, okay, you're right. It's still in litigation.
Yeah, I can't.
Fair enough.